If you've clicked on the video, it's probably because you've seen the thumbnail and been like, hey, those are some of my favorite finance YouTubers. What could they possibly be doing that's so wrong? Well, I'm glad you asked, because it is a lot. We've got the constant scams, the bad investment advice, losing people thousands of dollars, and finally the constant use of "this is not financial advice" right after they just gave you financial advice. Don't believe me? Well, let's look at some of the market predictions finance YouTubers have made in the past, and if you had invested, some of them would have lost you thousands and thousands of dollars. First, we have finance YouTuber Andrei Jikh, who makes videos on crypto, long-term dividend investing, and other financial news. Now let's look at one of Andrei's videos called 10 Best Stocks to Own for Life. Now if we invested in all these stocks when Andrei suggested to in November of 2021, would our stock portfolio be up today? Now one stock Andrei suggested to buy is Apple, which if you had purchased when he made the video, you would currently be up 16.77% today. Now this might sound like it's off to a good start, but unfortunately this is the only stock Andrei suggested out of the other 8 that actually made a positive return. Now let's look at 2 of the worst performing stocks that Andrei suggested you buy in November 2021. First we have Tesla, which if you had purchased when the video was released, you would currently be down 46% today. And the second worst performer if you had purchased was Disney, where you would be down 51.46% today. Now if you had purchased all the 8 stocks suggested by Andrei in November 2021, your stock portfolio would currently be down 16.77% in November 2023, 2 years later. You might be thinking maybe the stock market just did bad over this 2-year period, which you would be right, because the S&P 500 actually made a 7.22% loss from November 2021 to November of 2023. However, if you had bought all the stocks suggested by Andrei, you would have made almost a 10% more loss than the market average over that 2-year period. Now another very famous finance YouTuber who has given some bad investment advice is Graham Stephan, who is an ex-real estate agent who now makes thousands of videos on finance. Now 2 years ago in November 2021, Graham made a video called All in Bitcoin, where he talked about how he owns Bitcoin and how optimistic he is of Bitcoin's future. Now if you purchased Bitcoin when Graham suggested to in November of 2021, you would currently be down 32.25% today. Now basically, finance YouTubers' advice isn't always the best advice for you, which really takes me to my next biggest problem, which is the watered down financial information. Now what do I mean from watered down content? Well basically, as some of my favorite finance YouTubers continue to grow from a couple thousands of followers to hundreds of thousands of followers and even millions of followers, their content became a lot more simple and clickbaity and really just pleasing to the ear. Because if you think about it, finance YouTubers such as Andrei Jikh, who just started with dividend investing videos, as he continued to grow, you hardly ever see any videos on dividends. And the same is for other finance YouTubers such as Graham Stephan, who started off posting videos about real estate. Now you hardly ever see a video on real estate. Now the issue of this is the content is very pleasing to the ear and they don't go into a great sense of detail about the topics, as they are trying to please a mass broad audience that they're targeting. For example, when finance YouTubers talk about stock market investing, there's no mention of fundamental analysis or even the risks of investing in the first place. In fact, the only real stock market advice I hear is buy and hold for the long run and don't sell. But this information is slightly misleading and actually could lead to you losing more money. Now the biggest issue I have with this is that new investors coming to the market, just as I was years ago, see these videos on social media and trust them just because they're social media celebrities. Such as videos like this, I'm buying crypto, all in on Bitcoin, top 10 stocks to buy in 2023. This information is very misleading and a new investor who sees these videos might trust these finance YouTubers and end up losing a lot of money. Now the final reason I've stopped watching many of my favorite finance YouTubers is because of the greed for money, where finance YouTubers are now putting money before their viewers. Now many finance YouTubers end up putting promotions at the start of their videos, which I have absolutely nothing against. However, I do have something against finance YouTubers promoting bad businesses and then collecting the bag while their viewers lose thousands of dollars. For example, many of my favorite finance YouTubers recently promoted a company called FTX, which is a cryptocurrency exchange and a hedge fund, which was riddled in fraud. Now, if you decided to invest in cryptocurrency through FTX after a big finance YouTuber promoted it, you wouldn't have just lost a little bit of money, but your entire portfolio, as FTX ended up going bankrupt and Sam Bankman, the CEO, is potentially going to jail for fraud. Now, if these finance YouTubers had just done a little bit of research on FTX, they would have discovered there are already a lot of allegations about FTX and hopefully would have decided not to promote this company. However, in this world of greed, money comes first and viewers come second. Now, I wish I could say it wasn't many YouTubers who promoted FTX, but I'd be lying because some of my favorite finance YouTubers, and maybe yours too, promoted FTX, such as Graham Stephan, Andrei Jikh, Jaspreet Singh, Brian Jung, Jeremy Lefebvre, and Erica Kalberg. Now, just a quick summary of why I don't watch many of my favorite finance YouTubers anymore. Well, first off, a lot of their investment advice will actually end up losing you money. Secondly, most of the content is very watered down and simple just to appease the mass audiences. And lastly, many finance YouTubers have now put money over their viewers where they're willing to profit at the expense of their viewers losing money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed a slightly different perspective on finance YouTubers. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe as it really helps out. Till next time, see you later.